Welcome. Hello. Welcome once again. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Give us one moment. How is everybody doing today? I am so excited. I literally just came back from here we go. I just came back from a volunteer meeting that we had, and we were preparing for our big giveaway on Saturday in Belport. We were going to be in conjunction with um, Blue de Barber 363 Inc. Foundation and the Bellport Alliance. We're going to be giving out backpacks for school. And so I'm super excited. So, in our meeting, we were doing just that. We were stuffing backpacks and also getting our packets together that we give out at the Long Island Pioneer Museum the first Sunday of every month. So super excited about that. So excuse the lateness. Literally just came through the door and made it happen. So I want to tell everybody welcome again to episode number 260 of the Sonya Dungee podcast, being sponsored by Always Destined for Greatness, B Lips and Drip City Customs LLC. And if you didn't know it before, I am your host, Sonya Dungee, from the Sonya Dungee podcast, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. And yes, I am still bringing that heat to the IG, Facebook, YouTube, and now the TikTok streets. But again, before we get started tonight, um, in our breakthrough session, once again, um, episode number 260. I just want to take the time again to thank all of you for your unwavering support through these 260 episodes, for your emails, for your text messages, for your phone calls. I appreciate you all. And I am so grateful that value is being received each and every time. And I just want you to know that I always see you and I always hear you and I always feel you because I once was you. For those that are in the midst of grieving, or you are coming out of the storm of grief where I was a little over 5.5 years ago. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my story as the evening progresses. Um, but for the first thing I want to ask you is to please put in the chat the geographical area in which you are tuning in from tonight. I can see that we're not reaching all platforms, but I will add it afterwards to social media. And I know I'm getting text messages because they're telling me they can't see me everywhere, and that's okay. That's okay. But the reason why I'm requesting that I know the geographical area in which you're tuning in from is because our community is definitely growing across the globe, and we just want to see how far we are reaching. Um, Also, I ask that you like, comment, and share. By sharing, the Sonya Dungee podcast will also get across the globe and reach out to others I otherwise would not be able to reach out through the Sonya Dungee podcast. Your feedback ensures that we are providing a supportive space while walking together down this path of healing. So I want to thank you once again for that. And we are just going to jump into our episode for tonight. And that is looking beyond the identity of the woman in the mirror. Okay, so tonight I want to challenge you to do something different. Not simply just look in the mirror, we all do that, but to look beyond the mirror. Because you see, sometimes we become so focused on who we've been, what we've lost, and what we've survived, that we never stop to see the woman that God is still creating. The mirror does reflect your past, Visions reveal your future. Visions lead to decisions. So tonight we're going to walk through 5 steps to stop staring at who you were. 5 steps to stop staring at who you were and begin embracing who you are becoming. So, in step number 1, we have to look beyond the pain. You see, pain is real, grief is real, loss is real. But you see, none of these things were ever meant to become your permanent identity. Your pain is part of your story, but it's not the title of your story. So I want to ask you this in reflection. If my pain could no longer introduce me, who would I become? If my pain could no longer introduce me, who would I become? And before moving to step 2, just going to look for one moment because I already know they are looking. They are looking, and I know we are on Facebook for sure. So let's see. Yes, we are. Okay. So we're going to move on to step number 2, and that is see the possibilities instead of the problems. Too often we try to focus on everything that we lost. But you see, healing begins when we recognize what still remains. Your gift, that still remains. Your purpose, that still remains. And your future still remains. And if you've heard and remembered in the past that I have said, we turn these problems into projects. We turn these problems into possibilities. So we are going to see the possibilities instead of the problems. And in that is those goals and those dreams that you put on the back burner because you didn't think that it was possible, or you didn't care to make them a possibility after a parent has gone to be with the Lord. Because in your mind, you thought that if I go on and if I live my life and I turn these problems that have created along the way through grief, that I'm not going to be a good person, that I'm not going to appear to care anymore, that I'm no longer going to give the appearance that I loved my mom or my dad that went to be with the Lord. We can't continue to just focus on everything that we lost. In order to truly heal, we have to focus on what remains. And yes, there is no time constriction. There's no how to, there's no perfect method. There's none of that. And everybody's healing journey is different. You see, I didn't know 5.5+ years ago where to go, who exactly to turn to, what to do, what to say, what to think, how to act. What podcast could I go look for? What mentor should I look for? What community should I embrace? You see, I thought by me putting a kibosh and not focusing on anything else except my loss, that was the right thing to do. And I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to grieve more. I didn't want them to know the truth that I was grieving and how hurt I was and how lost I was and how I lost my identity in the way, in along the way. I was wrong. And I don't want that for any of you. And that's why I do these podcasts week after week after week, because if the message is only addressed to the one particular person that needs to hear it, that means it's worthwhile. That means that one person heard it and that's going to make a difference. And if it reaches out to even more, wonderful. So I want to ask you, what possibilities have you overlooked because you've been focused on your pain? Step 3, replace those limited beliefs with God's truth. Because as you know, the enemy whispers, I'm not enough. I'll never recover. My best days are behind me. But see, God declares, I chose you. I strengthened you. I created you with purpose. All you have to do is Proverbs 3:5-6 it. I preach it every day, all day. I live it. I breathe it. I trust it. I believe it. Because there was a time when I just didn't know to lean on my faith. I couldn't see. I never asked, why, God? Why did you? Never did that. I just couldn't see clearly beyond the storm to be able to just focus on my faith and trust in God. In Proverbs 3:5-6, to trust in the Lord with all my heart and lean not on my own understanding. And in all my ways, acknowledge him, because he is going to deliver me down the right path. You see, your identity is not found in your circumstances. It's found in your Creator. So I'm going to ask you this question. What lie have you believed about yourself that God never said about you? Write that down. Sit in it. Think about it long and hard. Step 4 is become the woman your future needs. We're going to pause right here because I want to share my story with you. My story started 5.5 years ago, a little over 5.5 years ago now, when my dad went to be with the Lord unexpectedly. My dad was my world. My dad was everything. He was like my best friend, my confidant, my everything, my shopping partner, my go-to, my dinner, breakfast, lunch, dates. I could tell my dad my darkest secrets and never be judged. My dad would tell me things I didn't even want to hear from his past. But that was the relationship that me and my dad had. And I have other siblings, and they had their relationship with my dad too. But I was the closest with my dad as far as we both lived in New York. My dad lived 12 minutes away from me. But you see, when my dad went to be with the Lord, as I said, totally unexpected, that January 23rd of 2021, during the height of the pandemic in the frigid of cold, I spiraled out of control immediately. As soon as I saw that tear come down my dad's cheek as I was holding onto his hand, sitting at his hospital bedside, and I saw him take his last breath here on this earth, and I knew that meant that he was taking his first breath in heaven, it was over for me. I spiraled out of control. I lost my identity. I lost a lot of weight and didn't realize. I became isolated from my family and from my friends, especially my grandchildren that I love dearly. They're my world, whether I see them every day or I don't. But then I just couldn't find my way. I ran back and forth to the cemetery every single day. I worked from home, so I didn't leave the house otherwise. And that went on for 342 days, almost an entire year, when enough became enough and I knew I couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't conducive to my well-being. And I knew my dad would not have expected that from a conscious decision right then and there. I invested in myself. I sought out a mentor, and with that came an amazing community of uplifting people that were in the same direction or already above me, and were there to uplift me and to support me and to love me unconditionally, regardless. And my mentor told me if I was coachable, if I was teachable, if I showed up, if I did the work, he would help me. And I did just that. And I still do that. And that is the reason why I'm able to sit before you today, because I know that God has purpose for me. I know that God has purpose for me. And see, now I found my true calling and I know what my purpose is. And my purpose is that I get to help those that are struggling in hardship and grief and life challenges, just the way I was, stuck with no direction and no end in sight. I get to help them to become resilient with clarity and an attitude of expectation and of excellence, so that they can achieve economic independence, so that they can be destined for their true greatness and walk fully in their God-given purpose. That's the reason why I sit in front of you today. That's the reason why I'm at episode number 260. That's the reason why I show up, because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. And if I can minimize that, that's what I'm here for. Or if you're in the thick of it, that I can help you and to let you know that I am here for you. So thank you for allowing me to share. Comments, and I'm truly grateful for them. What you focus on expands. Thank you, Miami, for joining. Wow, God's truth strong. Drop the mic. Your identity is found in God. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And yes, you're quite welcome for sharing, for me sharing my story. And I'm going to continue to share my story all day, every day. So with that, we're going into step number 4, becoming the woman your future needs. Every decision that you make today introduces you to your future. the woman you hope to become. She needs you to heal today. She needs you to forgive today. She needs you to choose courage today. So I'm going to ask you another question. What is one decision that you can make tonight, right now, that your future self will thank you for? What is one decision that you can make right now, tonight, that your future self will thank you for? Step 5. Walk forward with purpose. Looking beyond the mirror means refusing to stay trapped by yesterday. You weren't created just to survive. You weren't created just to sit back and let life pass you by. You were created to lead, to inspire, to heal, to transform lives through your testimony. The same way I do, all day, every day. I'm out there everywhere, telling my story, no matter where I am. Somebody strikes up a conversation with me, they're going to hear about the Sonya Dungee podcast, and they're going to hear my story. They have two choices: walk away or stay and listen. And I can't recall anybody who's ever just walked away. The woman you're becoming is waiting for you to take the next step. Just take the next step. It's not easy. It's far from easy. But just do it. Take the step. Another reflection question for you. Ask yourself, when people meet me 1 year from tonight, what do I want them to experience because I chose healing tonight? When people meet me 1 year from tonight, what do I want them to experience because I chose healing tonight? In closing, tonight's episode wasn't just about looking in the mirror. We can all do that. It was about looking beyond the mirror. Beyond your grief. Beyond your fear. Beyond your doubts. Beyond your past. Because beyond the mirror is purpose. Beyond the mirror is healing. Beyond the mirror is the woman that God has already seen. God has already seen it. Yes, and I am reading the comments again. That is a big question. What is one decision tonight that your future self will thank you for? Yes. Just one small step at a time. Absolutely. Strong question. Yes, it is. So, if tonight's episode spoke to your heart, again, I want to personally invite you to continue the healing journey with me. please join me for the next Free Boss Warrior Queen Masterclass. Next Wednesday, 1 week from today. September the 2nd, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Zoom. In a more private setting where people can feel safe, ask questions if they want to or not. Together, we're going to walk through 5 transformational steps to recognize who you are now. Release what no longer serves you. Renew your mind and your heart. Realign with your God-given purpose. We all have one. It's just up to you to find out what it is. And I can help you with that. Rise into the life that you deserve. This isn't just another class. It's not. It's a divine appointment with the woman that you're becoming. Because your reflection can change your life, but only if you're willing to look beyond the mirror to do so. I'm not looking for anything other than you being a part of this free masterclass. I know it's difficult. Grief isn't easy. Being stuck isn't easy. Admitting that you're stuck in grief is not easy. And I know we try to hide it. I am guilty as charged. I hid it, so I thought. But anybody around me who knew me knew better. And when I said I'm okay, when people ask me how you're doing, and I said, I'm okay. Let me tell you one thing. When a person is asked how they're doing and they say, I'm okay, that's a cry for help. Because they're not okay. They just want you to think that they're okay. And you might know somebody who's in this situation right now, and you don't know how to help them. It might not be you, but you might know of someone. Please invite them to the masterclass. DM me, text me. I will send you the registration link for them. I know you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I know I can't. I'm sorry, I was sudden the dog. Okay, Dior, stop. Sorry about that. And I know I've learned the hard way that I can't pull people off the struggle bus. I can't wait there at the bus stop. I can't try to hand them a pass. It's when a person is fully ready to reach out, or they reach out, that's when I come into play. So if it's you or somebody else that I am talking about, invite them to the Free Boss Masterclass. We are reaching the end of 2026. Let's not go another day. Let's not go another day without making an attempt to move forward. You have more life in front of you than you do behind you. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, and remember to always be destined for greatness, your very best. Stay safe. Stay well. God bless you all. Bye for now.